Well, hello there, YouTube land. Well, today, since it's cold outside, and I can't get outside into the shop, I thought I'd bring you around on this part of the journey from lack of having nothing else to do. I'm going to go ahead and put the pickup rings onto the pickups. And then after that, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start taping this guitar up. And because Tuesday, we're supposed to have a break in the weather. It's supposed to be in the 70s. Can't believe it. It has been so cold here, in the like the 40s or something like that, or less during the day, and down to the teens at night. This says it's marked with a B, so I imagine that's the bridge. So the bridge pickup has a little bit thicker ring than the neck pickup. And these rings came with the kit. Now, usually in my guitars, I make my own rings, and but I just wanted to try this idea of mine about putting that copper around these rings and see what it looks like. And if I don't like it, I'll make some new rings and put them on. But anyway, what I'd done, I put them screws and springs into the pickups so I wouldn't lose them. They were attached, they're magnetic, so they had them boxed with them stuck to the back of the pickup. But I always have a tendency of losing stuff. But anyway. So anyway, there's that. See, it looks pretty cool. I need to do a closer look at that. There we go. Pretty cool. I'm using springs on this. I'm not using them little surgical tubing on there like a lot of people use. Those things over time get brittle from heat and all that stuff. Springs, I just think, work so much better. And these Wilkersons are 4-wire. I don't know if I ever showed you that. They are 4-wire. So I could split them if I wanted to, but I'm not going to on this one. They're going to be full bore just like they are. I may get the tester out in a little while here and test them and see what they mic out at. But pretty cool, huh? I like it. Let's do another one. Oh yeah, when you put the springs on, you want to make sure these are those coned like springs, and they're fatter on the bottom than they are on the top. So you'll make sure the fatter part goes towards your base plate. It just works better. Here's the other one. This is for the neck. Gonna look pretty cool, I think. I'll go in there. I guess I could, no. Well, anyway, I'm gonna start taping this off. I probably won't show you the whole tape up. And I suspect I'm going to have to do some cleanup anyway, with the razor blade and all that stuff. That's usually par for the course. You just fold your tape on over over your fretboard. Can you see that? I'm trying really hard to do a better job videoing this stuff. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if it's worth it. So that's what I'll do. I'll finish taping this up off camera, because it'll take up too much time. Anyway, there's the fretboard, kind of sort of taped off. I'm sure I'll think of other things I can gripe about. Yeah, last week I've had what I call 3 bad episodes, and it seems like when that brain stuff starts to hit, it does it at night when I'm trying to sleep, and does a number to you. And I'm out of sorts for 2 or 3 days. And I imagine someday I'll go to sleep and probably won't wake up again. Who cares? Alrighty, I'll finish taping this up, and hopefully Tuesday we're going to get this all in primer, and then I'm going to let it set for a few days, and hopefully the weather will start to continue to turn on us over here, and all that. Yeah, I did some scraping on the bindings and stuff. I still looks like I missed a couple spots. So I'll continue on with the scraping. What I'm trying to do is keep as much paint off of the bindings as I can, so that when I do the finished work, it'll come out better. I'm debating on if I want to tape it up or just paint over it when I do the green. Just paint over it and then scrape everything off. I might do that, and I don't know. I'll think about it. But this black that I'm using for primer is once it's dry, it dries pretty hard, and it's hard to scrape. So that's why I'm taping it off now, so I don't have as much scraping to do later and all that stuff. But anyway, I'll bring you back in when I get more. Be at peace, and I'll be talking at you. Alright, I got the meter out. I had to take a break from taping up that guitar. Okay, on these 4-wire, in most cases, you put your red and your white together. This one has already been done. In fact, it's soldered together on this. I don't know if it's showing. Yeah, right there. It's soldered up right there. So that's going to be off to its side. These are your main wires. I'm just going to assume that this is supposed to be, the yellow here is going to be your hot wire, and this is going to be your ground. So when you hook them up, that's how you do that. You put this to the hot of your switch, and from your switch down to your pickup. And the other one goes to ground or to your input jack, which is how you're wiring up. So we're going to take a reading here. This is the bridge pickup, and it's reading right at 14 in 1399 or something like that. So let's call it 14 output. So resistance, I guess you want to call it resistance. So that's a fairly hot pickup. That's 14. And this is the neck pickup here. Again, the other one was the bridge. Same thing on this. Red and white go together. So you just want to pull that out of your way because you're not concerned about that. What that does, it ties both pickups together. When you're splitting them, you split this, and then you can split your pickup. Same thing we're going to do here. We're going to call the yellow hot and the black ground. Again, this is for the neck. This one's reading at 7.2. And which is pretty normal for a neck. And so I can't wait to hear these. I bet they're going to sound pretty good. They spec out just what they said on the website that I've got them from. I got these off Amazon, and the seller put the spec online. They spec out the same, so they didn't lie to me. So it ought to sound pretty good once all together. And this weather will straighten up so I can get this thing in paint, because I'll have to let it set for at least a week or two before I can go any further. I like to let things dry for long periods of time, even though the can says it'll dry to touch at a certain hour, and 48 hours it should be all the way dry. Sometimes you can't believe what them cans tell you. But anyway, that's where we're at today on this. And I'll bring you back in when I get more going on here. But like again, it's really cold out here today, and I really can't get out the shop to do nothing. So kind of bored. Alrighty, I'll talk at you later. Bye now. Alright, I thought I'd do a little bit of soldering. I'm going to wire up the jack. Some people call it input, some people call it output, so I call it both. Input, output jack. This jack is supposed to be a Switchcraft. Now it comes with comes with the nut. Also comes with the little knurled nut that goes on there too. I'll decide later which one I use. I'm just going to stick that on there for now. I ordered this. It comes pre-wired. Where am I at here? There we go. It's a 3-way switch. It comes with 3 different tips. It has that cream, black, and white. So I'll probably end up using the cream. And I do not know what brand that is. It looks like a well-built switch. Has the braided steel wire on there. Your covering. So it should be a fairly good switch, and it's got plenty of wire there to do what you got to do. And so that's what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to make sure I got plenty of wire to reach. Where's it at? There we are. To reach wherever I need it to reach. Because you can always cut it off, but it's harder to add it on. I use this braided pushback wire, and it comes pre-tinned. What that means is it comes with solder already on the wire. I'm having a hard time seeing today, so overhead light and all. Anyway, this coating just pushes back. You don't have to trim it off and all that, strip it. You just push that back, Now I've already got my soldering iron preheating up. I usually set it about 7. I got it set on 745 is what it says right there. And after you get it untangled, you can use it. You can see I haven't used it much lately. So my little dispenser over here has solder on it, so I'll just burn off a couple inches there. And so now it's up to you. I'm using black and yellow. I didn't have long enough white piece to make it black and white. This one here, and if I can show it on the camera. Trying to look in the camera's monitor. This one here is your ground, and this one here is your hot, your tip. This is your tip, and this is the for your collar on the cable, your guitar cable. So we're gonna make that our ground. What I like to do is get a little bit of solder on that. I like to pull that wire, push that back, and then push this on the inside out so that wire lays right on that, like that. I just dripped off all my solder from my hands shaking. So I'm going to lay it down there and see if I can get it to stand still long enough. You see what I mean? You struggle. Burn holes and stuff. There we go. I don't know where my... hang on a minute. Let me see if I can find some helper here. There we go. These are called forceps. I guess that's a medical term for them. I've had these for a lot of years. I think I mentioned before, one of the videos, I used to be a printing press operator, and those things come in handy for hold cotton pads and help clean the back cylinders on your printing presses. So now I'm going to try and get that to hold. There we go. So it gives me an extra hand there, so I can solder that wire on there. There we go. Now you can take your solder and do it the right way. What I do is I get that a little bit hot and feed the solder into it. Just like that. I can unclip that. There we go. Stick that back in my holder over there. Clip that little excess of wire off. And there you have it. If I can get it in the camera. There we go. There we have that part. So now we're going to do the same thing for the yellow wire, which that'll be my hot wire. So you guys got to remind me of that later on when I go to wire this all up. It's your responsibility. If I screw up, so do you. Well, it's supposed to be pushback wire. Sometimes that wax that they put on that coating they put on there, it gets pretty hard. My old fingers are just not as tough as they used to be. There we go. Push that back. See, once it collapses, then it'll do it. Same thing, we're going to come in behind that hole, coming out through it. Hold that down with these forceps. Try to make sure your cloth is not in the hole. There we go. Come back with your soldering iron. I got this soldering iron a lot of years ago too. I remember when Radio Shack was closing up shop, and well, they had this on clearance sale at that time. It's a really nice setup. I can set them temperatures any heat that I want, and always give it a little yank to make sure. There it is, all wired up and we're waiting to go. And anyway, I just thought I'd show you that real quick. It doesn't take rocket science to do soldering. So anyway, and if I can think up anything else, I'll bring you back in later.